get into my next topic, we gotta talk about colorism, man. Is that a preference or is that a real thing? Like, what do y'all think?
Aisha, why don't you start?
Yeah,
you start.
Well, we ain't hear from you.
Is it a preference?
Come to the mic.
Okay, so I think there's a difference between colorism and a preference. Because you could say, I don't like short men. That's my preference. But I'm not going to talk down on short men to describe the reason why I like tall men. You know what I mean?
Not in front of his face, at least.
No.
Not
at all.
Not at all.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Right.
So you think people that prefer lighter skin or darker skin people, you think that's genuinely a preference, or?
You can prefer lighter or darker skinned people, but you don't have to talk down on, say I prefer lighter skinned men. I'm not going to talk down on dark skinned men to justify why I like light skinned men. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you think the difference between colorism and preference is how you talk about
it. Yeah, okay. That's exactly what it is.
What do you guys think?
No, exactly.
I agree. I'm trying to think a little bit more.
Like literally she took the words
right out
of my mouth.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I want to hear from the guy perspective.
Well, I could talk about this one. We often talk about, I spoke about this on the podcast before, but we often talk about colorism as far as it comes to men having a preference for lighter skinned women, and which is a thing like that inherently to some men that's a thing. But women have to acknowledge that they also participate in colorism just as much as black men do. And I could tell you that because when I talk to women, when they describe their type of man, first thing they say he got to be tall and dark skinned. Then they often look at lighter skinned men as being more feminine, being soft. Like,
what percentage of women is this?
Boy.
Huh?
What percentage of women? Because
she don't know the number, but
I don't know the number.
That's what I'm saying.
Most women
that's the point. You can't.
But I'm saying I can't. Yeah, most women that have asked on this, even on this show, they always say first thing, oh, he got to be tall, dark, and handsome. Then they start naming the people that he got to be, like Idris Elba and all these other dark-skinned niggas like Jamie Foxx and this. So y'all know what the ideal man is when it comes to a black man. He got to be dark-skinned. Some women don't even consider light-skinned men as a dark-skinned masculine man. So we can't be sitting here having a double standard that black women don't participate in colorism as well. Y'all can't sit here. None of y'all homegirls never say they got to be dark skinned with a nice smile and tall.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
You think that's a preference or is that discrimination?
I feel like that's a preference.
That's a preference.
So, but how is it a preference when you look at lighter skin?
Because
men?
I like what I like.
I should say, yo, light skinned niggas is mad whack. They don't do nothing.
That's her preference.
I hear that shit all the time. Light skinned niggas break your heart. Light skinned niggas is
pretty.
soft.
They pretty. This, that, and the
that's
third.
That's what you want. That's what you prefer. What you want is what you prefer. She's not talking bad about the person like she said.
So why does skin have to be a preference then? He should whoever treats you good, right? I feel like that just goes
back into history. It's always been like that. They made lighter skin, to be, well, for women, if you're light, then you're more beautiful, is more appealing. And then for men, if you're a light-skinned black man, then you're not as masculine and you're less. So it's different. Like it's I don't know, it's a tricky topic. So
it's always the double standard against, like, women always seem to understand that when it's reflected the other way though. I mean, like, do you not see what you just said? Like,
I just made a point. That was it. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying I feel like I witnessed that myself. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. Like, I feel like I used to be like that. I can admit I'm not like that anymore. But younger, like teenager, like, I want somebody that's dark skinned. Like, he have to be dark skinned. If he light skinned, I do not want to talk to him.
Because you associated masculinity with being dark skinned.
Well, yeah, what was your reason for it?
I talked to you about this before.
You associate masculinity with dark skin.
Partially. I feel like I just maybe my
light
first
skin
boyfriend
niggas
was dark
Drake,
skin.
they soft, they feminine.
My
fault.
Yeah, after my first boyfriend was dark skin when I was like 13. Ever since I carried that with me like throughout my high school years, like, okay, this is what I like. And I put that in my head. But once I was able to, give somebody else a chance and take that out of my head, the ignorance, then I was like, okay, it's more to life than just colorism. Like, it's more to a person than the color of their skin. And I was judging them, like, okay, he's light skinned, he's, he is what he is.
So now you have no preference, is what you're saying?
I mean, I do have a preference.
What's your preference now?
African American.
Okay.
I mean, like,
it don't matter what color though.
It don't matter what color.
Yeah.
I have nothing against a white man. I just don't really think I would be with a white man because I don't feel like he understands a black woman. And I'm not really trying to be here to teach him. That's not really what I want to do. That's not my passion.
What about African and Caribbean men? Would you still
I'm
count
Caribbean.
them?
I'm Hispanic and I'm Caribbean, so I would date a Hispanic man.
When we say African American, that's kind of specific.
True, yeah. So I would
Caribbeans
say
wouldn't
anybody
consider
with
themselves
some
African
type
or
of,
African.
I don't know what I would say, because I wouldn't say anybody with some type of culture, because I do like a man with culture. Like, you came from somewhere, like your family has different dishes. I want to learn something from you. So if you don't have that, I won't look at you, as less, but I would like that. Like, that's like a plus. Like, okay, we're different or we're the same. Like, I like stuff like that.
You guys have a preference?
I do prefer melanated women. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is my preference. I don't know why. What you say?
Surprising.
Why is that surprising?
That's surprising?
Yeah.
Why?
Because dark men usually like light women, and their mothers be dark, and they be like, I don't want no dark girl. They go have a baby with somebody who's from Austria because they want their baby to be, foreign or have certain color eyes or skin or have a certain hair texture. Like, I don't want to have a baby with a black woman. So
yeah, no, that's fair. Like, I'm not going to discount that. I do know black men that do act like that. It was crazy because there's a study that an article I've seen where they had 10 women, and it was specific to black men. They had 10 women, and they used a filter on the women. These are darker skinned women, but they used filter. They had 10 dark skinned women and 10 light-skinned women. They were the same women, but they used one filter to make one side look lighter and then the other side look darker. And black men specifically went more towards the lighter skin. Even though they was the same women, they went more towards the lighter skinned women. So I'm not going to sit here and not say that some black men are colorists and they look at lighter skinned women as being more feminine and they associate darker skinned women being more masculine. I'm not going to say that's not a thing.
Heavy on feminine, because they be trying to say like dark skinned girls are so tough and rough and want to fight everybody.
I think the media plays a part of that.
It's definitely media,
wild. So
television,
that's just stupid.
movies.
Like,
the media definitely plays into that as well.